across, and don't rest there. Check the system on how, with the current visa that you come into that particular country, what do you need to do? Maybe a bridging visa or whatever. You have to get the correct factual advice on how to work towards the visa that you currently have, towards your PR or what you need to do. Those are the things that you need to write down, bear in mind, and work towards seriously. So, because if you're seriously bringing your family across and you're seriously staying in the country that you've chosen, and in Australia, New Zealand, then you need to be serious with the requirements that is outlined. And you need to meet all those outlined. You need to take them and you need to work towards it. Because after you get that and manage to get your PR and get it also for your family, then it changes your whole plan. In the initial plan, for you to go back home and be at home. So don't just wait and rest there. Then, since you're not building in Fiji, then this is the country that you've chosen. And you write down, I need to buy a house, or I need to build a house. And you write that list. Some of you may take 5 to 10 years, some of you may take longer, but you need to plan. And you need to plan. You cannot be renting all the time. For Australia and New Zealand, you pay your rent weekly. For America and England, it's monthly. But for weekly, say if you pay your rent for $500 a week, imagine, for a month of 4 weeks, that's $2,000. And a month of 5 weeks, that's $2,500. And if it's more than 500, that's even more. If it's 600, 700, that's more. And that's the thousands that you're paying for your rent, for your dwelling, roof above your head, and for the whole year. Do that mathematics, do that calculation. Because not until you do the times, the pluses and the equals and whatever that you do, when you look at the whole figure, then it takes back to the conviction of a small figure you're paying in a month. If you just say, oh, it's all right, I'm only paying $300 a week, oh, it's $400 a week. When you say $400 a week, $500, $600 a week, the wrong line. But when you say $2,500 or $3,000, $4,000 a month, then you're going to get and we were doing that. We were actually at this place, HBA place, before we went to the airport at SFO. And I know the ladies, if you're listening today, you'll be testament to this. And we had this group of ladies in America that we were sitting talking about this very thing on how to, save their money, how to work towards, we were having this conversation. And then I asked, and I said, oh, how much is that? How much is your rent? Oh, I'm paying about, like this amount, 1,000, some 2,000, a month. And there's another one, 5,000 a month, depending on the complement of the house, how huge, the number of rooms. And they said, oh, okay, so how do people pay your rent? Like monthly or weekly? And said, oh, it's monthly. Oh, that's good. Like it's $1,000 something a month. And then I was telling them, for Australia, New Zealand, it's weekly. So if you actually if you say, oh, you pay $1,000, how much is your rent? Oh, it's $1,500. And how much is yours? Oh, mine is only $700. And then the second question you ask, 700 what? 700 a week or 700 a month? 1,500 what? A week or a month? So if they say 1,500 a month for America and England, that's it, it's a month. But if you say $700 a week here in New Zealand and Australia, then you have to times the 4 and times 5 for the month with 5 weeks. So the amount is huge. And say like, just for the basic, if you take 2.5, which is like 5 weeks, and which is not normal, maybe 3 or 4 months in a year, that is 5 weeks. So on average, you work on a 4. And if it's a $500 rent a week, $2,000 a month, and for the whole year, then it's about 24,000 plus the one with the 5 weeks that can take you up to about 27,000, and that's for the whole year for rent. So that whole year for the rent, and then you calculate how many years you are here or you have been here. 5 years, and then you multiply that. So when you multiply 5 years or 6 years for the rent you have paid, then it gives you that figure that you managed to pay this amount for this number of years, or for this rent for this month. It's hard for you to think, okay, I can put aside this money, or I can save this money. But because if you don't pay your rent, you are evicted, or you cannot stay there longer. So it makes you pay because you pay, and that house doesn't belong to you. At the end of the day, it goes back to the owner. And one of my friends that I heard here in New Zealand, we went to their place and they said, the landlord comes every now and then. they come every now and then to check on the house. Because it's theirs, it's their property, so they check on the house. There's certain things you can't put up on the wall. You cannot nail the wall. There's certain things you look after the house because you're staying in a house that is not yours, but you're paying the rent for that house. So for food for thought, they can do go, below the wrong to a kid. Start writing down, ask questions. Don't just give up on the fact that it's so little, the money. How so little? Find out how so little. You need to get your facts. Don't go by assumptions, don't go by hearsay. And don't say the things they say. And they've been saying it for years and you'll become part of it to add onto the group to say the same thing. No. You stand still and get the facts. Get the facts. Is it really, really expensive to buy a house? And is it cheaper for me to buy a piece of land and build a house? And then if you go to church and you trust in God, then you write it down as your list. And then you work towards it. That house wouldn't just happen overnight. You need to plan it and work towards it. So if you're eating out nearly every day because of what is strict to eat out, reduce that eating out to maybe 2 times only in a week. And still eat out in the mind, which means money that I'm going to be spending out, eating out, I'll put it aside. But put it in a money box or put it in an account that you will not access. So you're still living your life like you are eating out, but you are reducing the eat out, but you're taking the same finances and you put it in that funds. Because that helps either staying up to the deposit that is required or whatever finances that is needed for you to buy a house. That's one thing that I will always push and a strong advocate when it comes to this because dwelling you cannot run away from. Car you can go without, but the house you cannot, which means you will pay whatever it costs for you to be alive, to be living, to be in a place. You're going to stay around for a very long time. You can't stay with the family for a very long time because it's their space, it's their family. You will need to find your own dwelling, you will need to find your own house. So if you're starting off by renting in a small place like a studio that can, make do, then your family is with you, then look for a place. Because the same money you pay for your rent, at least you go towards your loan or go towards your financer, but at the end of that property belongs to you, written to your name. And if you move on, it belongs to your children. If you don't have a family, then it's something for you to sell. And it becomes an asset to you. Yeah, so, those are the tips for those of us that left home and living overseas and abroad. Company ko may mele na muli ko kina tarangan na visa ba ko ko tataki ko may dono no visa mo tu wakali liban no do dono and mating tu ko kina tataki ko beke na malo tu ko kaya era ro sare ko wala na nulis ko maslaka bala kana kalo ro buki kena na nanda ngangre kena bi kala lai ni non da bula bala ni da vaka like you ko bring it here
ni tu weekend na ni sa sama kena do beta to so tu bela dona level
yeah
da non essere che mi chiede da lì si sa che da vai tu vado but na level non ko bibitula na eko tu plan when you plan you are making your mind to work
yes
because you want the plan to come to pass so you will continue to work you will continue to think because there's a plan to be made.
Because when you mention that, like you said, you continue to think, because the plan is already there, it will convict you.
Yes.
So if you're going out of your plan, when you know, okay, I need to save, $50, $100 this way, but sometimes you use that money elsewhere. But because you have a plan, you'll be convicted. It's supposed to go towards that cost.
And that's why it's very important the environment that you in
and the people that you
keep. Because the friends that you keep is very important because they influence you. And sometimes we can only educate ni can na soko na gito. E volevo che da mai tao ti e da si reda da non devi si mataka. Me da verità che da tangi di bula. But everybody has same as long as we have a place to sleep, food on the table. Okay, so I've been thinking to that. It's a weekend analysis
for that time.
For better and for our siblings that we have and also our children that will join us later. Kembali na boleh weekend and another may to know and then we're going to go to the travel na lakumay ni ka una na lakumay kina ni the travel to go na mo to ka to so to mo to mo kina to mo
Yeah.
jadi to so ba no to so na ka to se tari na to ni beso to mo na beso ta na kini mo ka so whenever we go from place to place remember they are not the same so our wisdom need to rise to another level.
Yes.
Our maturity need to go to another level.
Self-control.
And the wisdom kena orang tua untuk mencukupi another level. But bunuh kita lalu kita itu tengah the son of babies kita child.
Yeah.
And we believe whatever we share this morning will be very beneficial to those of you that are watching. But some of us, we are already there. Congratulations.
Yes, yeah.
Some of us, we are even better than what we are sharing today. But for those of us that we find it very new, and sometimes we say that we cannot be a team, no, it can be.
It can be, yeah.
We can learn something New Zealand. Nada mas interron di roa kaki na. Wati kira satu New Zealand. We can to Australia. Nada mas interron di uli prototype na. Tutto quanto che sa tutto lo schermo è brava ma devono salvare una una financial institution che devono di da loan magari devono che devono dire molto da loan da commitment ma devono che se la capita da la weekend da non hanno la per tu weekend da roba wow la so we need to live to plan out tomorrow even though we are living for today and our weekend che magari sa tu ti non dei tu se stavo terra da buona da bellissima che da buona.
Well, that's food for thought for us. Today we're coming towards the end of our program. We would like to wish you all the best in everything that you desire for your family. It's always family table talk, everything about the family. Look after your health. Check on your resting time, like I will share all the time. That is my challenge. I'm really enjoying it here with my family. That I'm actually finding some time to rest, and I'm enjoying my sleep as well. So reminder on your life, on your health, and also on the food that you eat. Just be guided. And if you know you feel you've eaten a lot of too much oily food in the week, try and refresh it with boiled food, with boiled soup. Boiled soup, you cannot go wrong with that. It's beautiful. It's nice in whatever weather. And those are the little things that you just need to remind yourself. Or the portion that you're taking, if you have heard of your doctor's things that you're not supposed to be taking, and you know you have error by doing it, try and correct it. If you know, like I said to my youngest granddaughter on the other night, she came on and this and that and that and said, look, you're taking too much candies. There's so much candies, you're taking too much candy. Well, away from home, it's not a here. So make sure you drink a lot of water. So yesterday she was busy eating her gumballs. This small thing that she find, and playing around with it. It comes out in a small gum, but it's like a small machine. And when I was looking at her eating it, I said, remember, instead of drink my water, yes, drink your water. So whatever that you eat the candy, you drink water. And those are the little things, that we need to remind ourselves that we are doing. And take a lot of water. Hydrate yourself as much as possible. Weather is unpredictable. Sometimes the sun is really nice and scorching hot. And sometimes you have your rain. It can be raining, but it can be dehydrated even during rainy days. And because of the lack of water or intake that you take. So just a reminder on your health habits, on your rest, and also your family time. This is a family table talk. I would like to remind you, allocate some quality time with your family. Quality time with your spouse, quality time with your children, quality time with your whole family. That you can sit together. It doesn't necessarily need for you to take them out or spend a lot of money on it. Just like last time. Last time everybody string their cup noodles. It's like do your own. DIY, do it your own. Do it yourself for the dinner. Everybody doing their own cup noodles, and including us. We come and we do our own, just a peeling of egg. I had to ask my daughter-in-law to peel the eggs out for us. And it was nice. So it's not what we ate, very economical, very cheap, but it was the atmosphere that's created. Great atmosphere, just a family time, family bonding that you can be yourself. So look for that. If you don't experience that, try and at least allocate one day in a week for that. For those of us in the church, reminder from the church that we belong to, at least allocate 1 or 2 days in a week. if you're really, really busy, to sit down with your family and pray together as your devotion. So those are a few reminders that we want to leave with you. And spend your money wisely. Ask yourself 3 times before you open your wallet. Whatever that you see, you ask yourself, do I really need it? Can I go without it? And if I don't buy it, will I buy or will this do anything to me? Those are the 3 questions that I ask myself. And phenomenal. Anything that I do for groceries, for clothes, or wherever, whichever part of the country that I'm in, the people that I go out with, they know I'm from America. My daughter don't speak too well. And whatever that I throw into that trolley will go to the far end of that shop. And I will go through again with my daughter standing there and I said, do I really need this? And if we buy this egg or buy this amount, do we really need it? This is what we were doing last night. Even up to the cashier, we had to take out a few more bags of carrots, a few other things that we have to take back. And said, Carlos, take this back, take this back, take this back. I do that. I ask myself whether I should, whether I'm taking plenty or whether we can have that. And I ask that question to everything that I spend money on. So ask those questions because they are good checklists for you. And by that time, it's amazing. Sometimes you ask the 3rd question, I'm going back to the shop to place that thing item back because I answer myself. So those questions are very good to be asked because it helps you save a few dollars. Yeah, on that note, thank you for joining us. All the best to the Drua. We're wearing Drua. And all the best to our Fiji Drua that out there, whatever game. I know there's a lot of controversy. People are talking about this and that and that. I mean, that's happened. And they're not perfect. And at the end of the day, they're still our team. When it comes to Fiji Rugby or comes to Drua, they are still our people. And they have their own families. Whatever faults that they have, no one is perfect. And it doesn't take away that they are Fijians. It doesn't take away that they are the team for Fiji. So I'm proud. I'm not really a Drua. Yesterday I got my jacket for Crusaders. I'm a Crusader fan.
I'm blue.
And he's a
I cheer for blue.
So this place is Chiefs. So yesterday, even when I picked up the jacket for the Crusader and lining up to the cashier, she looked at me and she said, really? And I said, what? And I said, you are Crusader. You know that this place is for Chiefs. I said, I know this place is for Chiefs, but I'm buying Crusader and I'm wearing Crusaders. And but it doesn't take away that we are Fijians. We live in Fiji and Drua is there. So I'm proud of my country and I'm proud of my nation and I'm proud to be called Itoke. I'm proud to be called a Fijian, and that Fiji has the team called Drua, and we are your great supporters. We mention you in prayer because you are representing our nation. Even though we are, we have our likes of Crusaders and Chiefs on the side, it doesn't take away the fact that we are from Fiji. So all the best to the Drua, and all the best.
By this weekend and the next week they play Wellington, which is Hurricane.
Okay.
And the team never lose. They haven't lost this year.
Okay, that's the history.
That's one of the strong team this year. Normally, the previous years, Chief, Blues, and Crusaders, they are normally on top. But this year, something amazing happened that Hurricane really picked up.
Okay.
And last night, as
I don't really follow.
Elijah was sharing that the Moana Pacifica beat Queensland Reds.
Yeah, that's the game you watch.
That's amazing. So
they're meeting. Which the team that they're meeting next?
Hurricane.
Hurricanes. Well, it's the history that they've never lost. We can be creators of history, so we don't give up. Whatever history they create for themselves, Drua also can create that history.
I also take this time to send our regards to the preparation of our 7th team.
Okay.
I know that you are going through a lot of condemnation and ridicules from the people. All the best to the next tournament in Singapore, to Osea, the coach, and to the rest of the team captain. Robo, we are here to say that we always support you. Do your best when you're on the field, because when you win, Fiji win. So we take this time to say our good wish and regards to our 7th team, because they will be preparing for the World Cup. I think the World Cup or the Olympics in France this year. So it's not an easy year, especially after 2 Olympics that we won. So it's a big challenge. The bar is set up there. So
For
all
them
the
to,
best
yeah.
to you.
Well,
All those
yeah.
other games that you will be playing this weekend, all the best to you from our program, Family Table Talk. Golf, swimming, volleyball, cricket, and congratulations to the team Kembar. Nobody in Fiji ever thought that a team from Loinake, Kembar Kom Namuka, that will win the last weekend tournament. So it's the first time. Normally it's either Kemba or Ono or Suba or Nandi.
Or the cricket.
The cricket. So congratulations
Yeah.
to Team Kembar, especially to Tal Progasi Walau.
Yeah, also, so I think thank you to the Bosarong lawyers. I saw that big bold sponsorship for the Bosarong lawyers towards the cricket. Thank you for that. And thank you, Mrs. Sarah Bosarongo and Filimoni Bosarongo for being able to do that, to identify. And sponsor and place your finances, to help our islanders coming in to play the game. Well, to all of us in Fiji, let's always cheer for our teams regardless whether they lose or win. Sometimes we are really, really out there when they win. Oh, bukan kuriti, bukan kurokake, mamaraw, girin na kam. Mamaraw lusikin, kaya bakanda do mood swings. Mamaraw lusikin. Sono vossa sinto do metal, o sinto que Facebook, quando eu mando na carta de tal tá. Sono vossa sinto do metal, sono na vossa galile betovira. Na menanong tipo ira ko ira venda. Ito ira lubi viti. Tipo ta na non ramato bumali. Tipo talaga na lubenda, tipo na timbre, tipo na non tumbo. Niko ni da buto sono mossa, ni da baka sa ta tipo. Na ngone da mossa ta tipo talaga na non bula, non ramato bumali. Sorro roda reda tani na tamani ngone ani reda na kai tukuni abe balat na lubenda. Na tinani ngone basundo na ngone na tani to na dono no ya. Isa na lubendo. Sono guardando tutto sono passando na delle di Zondru, ma la tele Ramelisi. I'm not a rugby enthusiast, like my whole family. They know all this like you can hear. I don't even know. For me, I go for things for different reasons. And I don't even know what they're doing when I'm watching the game. I'm full of questions. And I know they hated watching the game because they are excited watching the game. And I'm asking the question, why are they doing that? Why is he doing that? Because I don't understand what's happening out there in the field. But I just want us Fijians or Fiji, whether our team win or whether they lose, let us support them and let us be at their back. Because we can have a lot of ideas on how they should play the game, but we are not the players. We are not the coach. We are not the managers. Can we just trust the coach and the management to do their job? And we trust the players to do their job. Whatever result that they bring forth, then we must be happy with them because they try their best. Yes, we can have a lot of things that we can say, but always remember, whatever you say, think twice before saying it, because it's bound to hurt somebody out there, because they are not objects, they are just not numbers, they are humans, and they belong to beautiful families, just like you and I. So on that note, all the best to our Fiji, and thank you for joining us, and see you next Saturday.
A family is an epitome of God's love towards mankind. God designed us to live in families, and the Bible reveals that family relationships are important to Him.
But as a believer, do you feel that you're still struggling?
Maybe you're still struggling with your relationship,
Struggling with your finances?
struggling at work,
With your social life?
or with your spiritual life.
We invite you to join us
On our Family Table Talk every Saturday,
at 7:30 a.m. on my TV.
or catch us on our Facebook page.
I was born